everybody once again to the Remix Morning Show on Black Power Media. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and your host for the day is Kalanji Changa. We got Burn It Down, Kim Brown, and we got Kamal Franklin. Let's get it, y'all.
Yeah. What's happening?
What up? What it
do? We in the building.
How's everybody doing?
Good morning, black people and non-black people. How we feeling out here today?
Kim, wait straight to it. Good morning, black people and non-black people. So you know what I'm saying? Everyday people.
Us and them.
Us and them. It's us versus them. Shout out to Don King.
No. The people that's here with us, we got some non-black people that's here with us. We got some non-black people here with us.
No doubt.
Shout outs.
We appreciate y'all, black and others in the building. You know what I'm saying? You know, glad to see y'all here at the Remix Morning Show. Kamal, what's good, man? Kamal's in the building.
I'm doing good. Everything is everything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You got Kim Brown.
That's all I got for you. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got for you.
Uh-oh. Kim Brown tightening up her.
Because listen. See, I was thinking about this actually when I was coming to sit down. I said, I wonder what Ear Doctor, Kalanji, and Kamal do to get ready for the show. And I'm like, I bet you they don't do a goddamn thing to get ready for the show. Meanwhile, I'm in here filling in my eyebrows. I'm putting on lip gloss, trying to find the correct top and trying to adjust myself in the meantime. I mean, Kamal probably don't even brush his damn beard. Kalanji don't even probably,
This is
mustache.
This is the brushing. This is my brushing in my beard.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good technique, man. I might borrow that one.
All laid down now.
Me, I take my locks and I gotta make sure they nappy and whatnot, and
right.
I don't want nobody to confuse me. You know what I'm saying?
Ear Doctor didn't even shine his head today. That's why he threw the bucket hat on.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
It's like how y'all be throwing your wig on and y'all what's that other cap that y'all the women be wearing, the big
bonnet.
First of all, you should never just throw a wig on.
I don't.
Need to adjust that jump.
Thank you, Ear Doctor, for not throwing on the wig.
We've seen others.
On behalf of BPM.
It's like halfway there and halfway there.
Yeah, especially with black women are mad and they in the hood and they about to go do something, whatever. They grab their pocketbook and tilt their wig to the side. That's when it's about to go down. Slap some Vaseline on their face. It's about to get real ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Have you rocked the bonnet yet? You went out in the world with your bonnet on your head?
I haven't, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm not like morally offended by it. By some people are, you know what I mean? Like
you rock the pajama bottoms and the slippers. I can see that. Look, I can see you doing that.
Again, I'm not opposed to it, but I still come from a certain generation, right? Like that, certain elements of respectability were ingrained in me. If I, so chose to rock the pajama bottoms, I would do so and dare somebody to say something about it. But I have that's not my modus operandi usually.
Okay. How about you, Kamal? You come out with the pajama bottoms or?
Sometimes it's the boxers, B. Sometimes it's the boxers.
Glad we don't live in the same neighborhood, brother.
You gotta take that trash out,
Up to Anna Hart, new member. Blow, 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 blow.
Anna Hart in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say something corny. Our heart goes out to Anna Hart. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, we appreciate that.
You knew before you even did it.
I had to, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I had to welcome her with grace. But anyway.
We got a lot of our people in here today. What's up, Minister Server? What's up, Latif? What's up, Big Teal?
Servers in the building?
Yes, sir. What's up, David Silberg?
Okay.
What's up, Sugar Booger?
Sugar Booger. Now, the Server Show did not debut. He got to do that again, right? That's the
listen, man. My man Server, he did like
because there was promo.
Like Sundiata. Shout out to Sundiata. Call me for all the technical stuff. Leave Sundiata launch. But Server's gonna be relaunching, man. He's gonna be dropping something in the next couple weeks, I presume. You know what I mean? That's how we doing around here.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. You know what's funny too? I want to say, and I'm glad we're in the chat today. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do that just because Jared's not here. But I just want to say, man, like some of these folks in the chat, they be trying to have jokes, and they don't know I got jokes too. You know what I'm saying? So don't think you can't get it. You know what I'm saying? I see some of y'all, with your little cornball jokes. You know what I mean? Show your face. and we can talk about some of these things and things and things. You know what I mean?
I'm cool with the
Do
jokes.
right.
Get them jokes
Yeah.
off, guys. This is that
Hey.
kind of show. Like y'all joke us, we will joke y'all right back. So
Hey, we get paid to do this
Chat
thing.
can be funny, B. The chat can be funny at times.
Hey, no doubt, no doubt. Some of them funny. Some of them just be like,
Everybody's there's a little hit and miss all over the place.
everybody's not going to make it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, definitely shout out to the chat. Shout out to the remixers. Shout out to the whole BPM. Shout out to all our Africans and, as Kim pointed out, non-Africans out there who want to be allies. And we are hoping that those folks who consider themselves allies, it's time to upgrade. Shit is real out here. It's time to become comrades.
that's right.
The ally shit is getting played out. You got it. You know what I'm saying? You got to constantly grow. It's about development. Don't just stay at this particular level and think you safe. This ain't just the Black Lives Matter campaign. It's not enough to put Black Lives Matter signs in your lawn and shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come with it. That's how we do around here. You know what I mean? Upgrade time.
Yes.
Anyway, speaking of upgrade,
Uh-oh.
make sure y'all subscribe to
Like.
Black Power Media.
Click.
Right? Click like. And what else? Hit the bell. I learned that from my daughter. Hit the bell.
Hey, what's
And
the
then-
bell, B? I don't even know what the bell
The
is.
bell is the
That's
reminder.
notifications.
Yeah,
Oh.
to notify you, let folks know when
True.
we gonna be on this piece.
Hit the bell.
Yes, and also
Hit the
if you
bell.
really fancy,
Yep.
take your ass to Patreon
True.
and make sure you drop a buck or two and say, you know what, we love this program and we love this platform and we want to see it grow. We have a lot of new things coming up. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, word on the streets is Kim Brown and I might be doing a little pilot.
Now, is this serious? Is this serious, Kim?
I mean, we had a conversation about it, and Kalanji and I are in agreement. You know that
that sounds bad right there.
What,
We
that we in agreement?
Go ahead. It's really starting to get
I want to
funky.
do the countdown of how long this one before the first fuck you start flying on this show.
Hey, I mean, but I think, you know, Kalanji and I can distribute them fuck yous at a mutual level of respect, though. You
At a
feel me?
rapid rate. Yeah. So look out for that. We talking about dropping that, a little pilot joint, just to see how it rock. You know, we'll announce the date next week, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
yes.
yeah.
Y'all come up with a name? Burn it down and Riot Starter or some shit like that, or
Nah, we
Burn Starter.
We're gonna keep it
man.
simple.
Riot down.
We're gonna keep it real simple. We'll wait to announce that.
Oh, you going now? Oh, you okay? Let me think of the name that. Okay,
but for now, just eat the bomba clot rich.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just know that. Word.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to the Remix Morning Show. If it is your first time, we look forward to growing with you, and we know you're gonna be back. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you hit that like and tell a friend and tell a friend's friend. You know what I mean? That we have the hottest goddamn morning show on the planet. Or is that in the universe? Come on,
Universe, son. Universe.
Oh, the universe. I be tripping
Fuck
sometimes.
this Earth. Or the moon, the stars, the sun, all the
Anywhere.
galaxies. You don't give a
Anywhere.
Yeah, that's
Pluto.
us. Yeah, that's us.
No doubt. No doubt. We got a few different hot topics that we're gonna be popping off today. Because there's so much crazy shit going on in the world.
So much.
And we just have to address some of this because of the fact that, you know, it's woo. It goes there sometimes.
Really? Wow. I must have been sleeping. I missed all the crazy shit in the world. Damn.
You must have been sleeping.
Yeah, I'm old, B. I need extra sleep.
Come on, man. Stop that, brother. I
You don't
thought you
need
was up
extra
to
sleep, Kamal. You know how to getting older sleep distributes itself. You just go to bed earlier and wake up earlier.
That's
Not so much
true,
that you
that's
need
true,
more
that's
sleep.
true.
Your sleep just has to come earlier in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
you
kids
gotta
be mad at me 'cause
coordinate.
at this stage. Like that, I be taking some afternoon naps, and that's exactly when they want to jump on me. It's like I did a little afternoon nap. Get off of me. Get off
Hey, yo,
me.
you know what's crazy about that? The afternoon naps are so necessary, man. You know what I'm saying? After show nap sometime, because after we do this shit right here, it's like, hey, I'm about to go lay my ass down for a minute. I'm drained. But shout out to Anthony D. Anthony D is now a member. We always see him in the chat talking big shit. Thank you for being a member, Anthony D.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you,
Do that,
Anthony.
Anthony.
Yo,
No doubt,
the
no doubt.
people in the chat is excited about this Kim and Kalanji collaboration. Y'all,
You think they're ready?
Shirley said we gonna get BPM banned from YouTube. You and I doing the show together.
Oh my! Oh
I'm
my!
gonna have popcorn ready. Popcorn.
Hey.
Y'all both gonna be smoking on your opposite ends or whatever?
I think so. Yeah.
No, definitely. That's
Yeah.
a definite. My bad.
Hey, man, you know.
Well, you have a little nearest probably.
I don't smoke. I inhale. But yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I don't drink. Well, I ain't gonna see sitting around drinking whiskey with y'all.
Okay, I was good.
This is not the face of a 40-something-year-old whiskey drinker, y'all. Like I can't do the hard liquor like that. I'm very much.
This is gonna be hard because Kim be saying some wild shit, and my mind automatically is ready to respond. Just even what she just said on the whole drink thing. I'll say that for the first show. Anyway. It's gonna be real live, good people, man. So we appreciate y'all for supporting what it is we do.
Shit, so.
Yeah. Dr. Jared Ball will not be here today, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? I know you all are saddened by that. You know what I'm saying? What was that? Come on.
I said fuck him.
Okay, all right.
Not in a mean way, not in a bad way, but you know, the show must go on. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know.
Show must go on.
Hold on, Kamal. Hey. Now, if you was not here on one day and somebody came to you with like, yo, they was on the Moore Show talking about you on there, fuck you. like that it don't sound copacetic,
right?
sir.
My bad. All my love, dude.
He'd automatically think it was me that said that. So you know what I'm saying?
All my love to Jared. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna be in the chat in 2 seconds anyway, cursing me out by you know what I mean?
That's that light on light beef, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, man.
He's gonna tell his kids, his students to like read chapter 4, and he's gonna be over the side on his phone being like, this motherfucker.
Exactly. Black bastard. Anyway, man. And also Sister May is out today. You know what I mean? So
well, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, man, you know what I'm saying? It's
how are we functioning?
Yeah, but we gonna make it happen somehow, some way. We're gonna have Kamau on the boards. He don't even know it yet. You know what I'm saying? So in case
I'm about to get another end of broadcast early.
We about to get a Balagoon. Matter of fact, Balagoon won't be in today either. You know, speaking of that. I mean,
he said he pulled the muscle, right?
Yeah, he must have pulled the muscle when he hit that in broadcast button last week. When he shout out to my man Balagoon. I can't joke too much about Balagoon because I'm gonna be going back to class soon, and he gonna remember all this shit. And he gonna be like, hey, give Kamau this right here. Like, hold on, man, ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of all of beat downs and all that, we have a couple. We have at least one guest on today. Ooh. You know what I mean? So look for that in the second hour. We want you all. We've been getting a lot of emails from you all. We appreciate it. On show suggestions and all that. Mm-hmm. We don't want you to think that we're ignoring you. It's just that we don't have as much staff as we'd like to have, and we get a barrage of the emails. So I'm gonna make a suggestion. If you have any suggestions on folks who or requests on people that you would like to see on the show, tweet us. We have Black Power Media. What is it? Black Power Media 1 or Black Power Med 1. You know where to find us because you already follow us. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, it's Black Power Media 1.
Yeah, Media 1.
MEDI 1.
Okay.
Somebody stole the other name.
Somebody stole that shit. But anyway.
They ain't doing shit with it.
They ain't doing the goddamn thing with it. But anyway, make sure y'all tweet us. Let us know what you think about. Retweet our stuff. And we're gonna go
come up with show ideas. Don't be throwing empty ideas. Yeah. Come up with like you got some. You gonna host it? You gonna have a guest? Do something. Yeah. Don't just tell me it's better to have this on or that. Yeah. I know that already. It's missing. It's missing for a reason. Ain't nobody doing it.
Y'all should do this. You know y'all should. We're gonna let y'all shit. You know what I'm
volunteer.
saying?
Yeah, that's right.
Join us. With that. We are on Instagram. Who asked us? We on Instagram.
We're definitely on Instagram. Black Power Media. Check us out. We're on there, and
Facebook,
also
Instagram and
Twitter. And we're on there with our personal pages as well. That's what these little @ signs and our names are on here. You can follow us on Twitter. Surprise. Some of you didn't know that, right? But anyway, we appreciate
y'all. I like
y'all.
Twitter now. I don't even fuck with Facebook no more. It's sad. You know
what? I'm just really getting into Twitter, man. It's like I'm just really getting the hang of like how this thing go. It's weird as hell because of the fact you guys say everything that you're trying to say in so many damn keystrokes. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, wow, this is it's weird. But
I appreciate that about Twitter though, because that to me that makes people work a little harder intellectually, whereas Facebook is just diarrhea of the fingers, right? You know what I'm saying? People just be going on and on, like talk about absolutely nothing. I have not been truly engaged on Facebook in at least a decade. Oh. We have a presence on Facebook, but Molly, our social media manager, handles that, and I don't even go on to Facebook just because Facebook is so messy.
I used to like Facebook for that reason because I needed more than, I don't know, 48 characters to make an argument. I was like, I can't make no damn argument in 48 characters. So this is just for presence. But I feel like you now, I'm like, you know what? Because Twitter is where the news breaks, it feels like. It's that's like that's where things you find out things are happening.
Trump made it hot, didn't he? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Facebook is like all slow and shit like that. So
yeah, Facebook is kind of interesting. But anyway, the hell with all that. We got something more important than Facebook to get the people right about now. The man who brings the wax to the ears, none other than the Al Roker of what is this? The remix.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen,
he said,
put your hands together for LL Cool Ear.
Yo, y'all gonna have to help Kalonji on the time.
Hey man,
this dude, he's the running man. hey, real quick, I'm gonna have to be out after a while too.
What?
See, I knew when he came on the screen, that black KFC bucket on his head, that it was gonna be a problem.
You weren't here on Tuesday. Now you're gonna leave early on Thursday?
See, I got my daughter got a dentist appointment, man. I got kids. I gotta use this use.
Very important.
Daughter got a dentist appointment.
Teeth are extremely important. I have no problems with any of this.
Appreciate it.
As long as it's true. As long as I get a note from the dentist on Tuesday, I'm
definitely need a dental note.
I got you. Yo, let's get to the weather report before I get out of here, though.
All right. Remix Morning Show in the building.
What up, people? What up, people? This is the Remix Morning Show, and this is Black Power Media. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and this is time for the weather report. So I'm gonna get y'all ready for the weekend, which right here in the ATL is not looking the greatest. It's looking like it's gonna rain all weekend. And I'm supposed to be doing the Veggie Taste Festival, where I'm supposed to be DJing this from 12 to 6, which is one of the dopest festivals here in the ATL, because I get to eat all day vegan foods, baby. Yeah. Anyway, let's take you to the weather report. Let's start off with Nashville, Tennessee. They have a high today of 84 degrees. Then let's take it over to Denver, Colorado. Big up to Denver. And looking at, I think Jay-Z trying to buy the Denver football team. We're gonna see how that goes. But they got a high today of 90 degrees. Then let's go over to Havana, Cuba. Cuba today has a high of 86 degrees. There's a lot of 80s going around in 90s. Liba, Tanzania, take it all the way over to Africa. They got a high today at 87 degrees. And then let's go to Victoria, Australia, where they have a high today of 45 degrees. And that right there, I must say, is about as colder than the white man right there. But not your regular white man. Let's talk about no other than the guy who created the Band-Aids. His name was Earl Dickinson from Highland Park, New Jersey. His wife used to be in the kitchen cutting herself and burning herself. So he was like, let me take some of this cotton out the back of the plantation and put it on your finger, and let's make it the same color of your flesh. Now, the funny thing about this being so cold is the fact that it was only 15 years ago that they came up with the same color flesh as a black person. So we've been rocking unflesh tone Band-Aids for the longest. Now that's cold. Only 15 years ago? That's wild. But anyway, that's just something what it is. Let's take it back to the Remix Morning Crew, because you know how we do. Yeah.
Hey, yo,
Is that story even partly accurate, B? Did you say my man went on the plantation and picked some cotton and then put it on his wife?
No, but come on. What's worse than that is the man said his wife is in the kitchen cutting and burning herself. She ain't, got the Band-Aid. She need therapy. She just got there in the kitchen cutting and burning her damn self every day. She's like, some of the goddamn flesh tone Band-Aid. Yeah, she has some problems up in there.
Yo, only 15 years ago this came out when we was like, oh, we can actually have one the same color as our skin. Wow, right?
I mean, but was that something that I was missing? You know what I mean? Like, when y'all was skinning my knee on the playgrounds as a kid, did I care that the Band-Aid did not match my skin tone? Was this something that anyone even asked for? Right.
I mean, anti-black this Band-Aid.
Yeah, I wasn't even up on that protest, man. I'm tripping. My bad.
Like
I feel like a sellout.
Stop the bleeding.
Kamau ain't never had to worry about none of that.
I knew.
That's cold-blooded, boy. I know. That's colder than a white man right there.
You know, when your daughter get her teeth fixed, maybe she get yours done too in the next year.
They say you get a twofer.
Cohen had it. Let's get it.
Poppy.
So are you going for the day? Is this it? This is our only segment with you?
This is it, yo.
Oh man,
I gotta be out, yo. So y'all gotta help this dude Kalonji because they don't really know what he's doing. There's a lot of buttons. Remember,
there's a lot of.
We'll always love.
There's a lot.
Hey, Ear Doctor. You know what I've been waiting to do for a long time?
Uh-oh.
We'll always love Ear Doctor. Anyway, welcome to the RemiX Morning Show.
Have a good day, Ear Doctor. Have a good day, Ear Doctor.
Ear Doctor, we're gonna miss you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but anyway.
Thank you for investing in your child's teeth. This is very important.
She gonna love you for it in the future. You know
forever.
what I'm saying?
Okay, if they don't look like his, she's gonna be straight. So
hey,
you got no chill, man.
Y'all need to be nicer to each other, gentlemen. What is going on?
I'm wishing her the best.
You gotta stop saying gentlemen. That's Kamau. Kamau's on his own thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Kamau's on his own mission, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell him what he talking about. Wait a minute. I suspect that
don't. Let's just see if it happens.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go to this quick we're going to go around the world real quick on this planet.
What happened to before you do that? What happened to the globe? We just lost the globe.
I don't know. Let's see if it works real quick.
All right, go ahead, do that.
Here we go. We'll be right back at you. RemiX.
See, I took the globe out the goddamn news thing. There used to be a globe.
Oh man, so the globe is missing.
Yeah, somebody stole the globe. Man. Who stole the globe?
Man, I've been around. Feel like Lisa Stansfield up in here. Shout out to Lisa Stansfield. Been around the world, and now I can't find my baby. Whatever. Anyway, we got to go to some news today because of the fact that there's a whole lot going on in the world today. So to start this news off today, I think we need to start off with burning down Kim Brown because of the fact that we need a sister who knows how to work the boards. Go ahead and work these boards.
Y'all give Auntie a second here. Hold on. Let me push my buttons.
Take a minute. Kalonji, let's get some filler conversation started.
Meanwhile, how about those?
I'm about to call Tunde.
How come my man don't know the name of the Broncos? He said the Denver team. The Denver Broncos.
Listen, man.
That's what you're talking about.
We dealing with the Ear Doctor, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what's what. You know what I'm saying? Only in America. But shout out to our brother, Dr. Jared Ball. We know he's out somewhere working real hard, making sure.
I thought we said fuck him already. What's going on?
You said fuck him.
Oh, my bad. I thought there was an agreement.
Hey, Kim. Huh? I appreciate the clarity. You know what I'm saying? Come on, when he throwing somebody in the bus, he put everybody with him. I thought we said when the check come in, you don't hear nothing though. You can't hear.
This is a long stretch, Kim. Are you gonna get that goddamn video up or something?
I know.
There be too many damn options. Choose. You want the entire screen, the window.
Hey, I don't even know Tunde, but I'm about to goddamn call.
Can we call Tunde?
Call
Tunde. Call him. Anyway.
Is it sharing it? It says StreamYard is sharing your screen. Then why is StreamYard up here telling lies? Like
because you know what you got to do? Hit that Chrome button on the right.
Now you
There
got that whole
you
window
go.
thing you be doing.
Now you got all the windows open, Kim.
Yeah, you be doing that a lot. Can you close the windows?
I will not close any windows, gentlemen. Y'all will be here.
No, but what you got is like the window things. It's like
Lord.
it's picture after picture after picture. So
people in the chat,
one story.
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
Kim.
Shout out to Kim.
You need to smoke more.
Y'all done? Y'all finished or y'all done?
Okay. I'm sorry, my dear sister. Thank you, Tunde, wherever you at.
Yeah, big up to Tunde. We need Tunde here with us. All right, guys. So the first story we're going to start off with. Now, I'm sure y'all have all seen and or heard or have third person heard about Nicki Minaj, who, by the way, her PR people have done a masterful job of distracting from the original story that was out about her maybe a week or two ago about how she was allegedly trying to pay off the victim of her husband's sexual assault. Her husband was convicted of sexual assault some years ago, and she was allegedly trying to pay this woman $500,000 in order to recant her story, right? So that was a story that was circulating around. But Nicki Minaj said, you know what? That's way bad PR. Let me try to disrupt this narrative just a bit. So Nicki Minaj tweeted over the weekend that she did not want to get a COVID vaccination just to attend the Met Gala. She said that I'm not going to, if I'm going to get a vaccine, it's going to be because I have researched it, not because I'm going to the Met. All right, cool. Then she got into a little bit of a beef with MSNBC anchor Joanne Reed about vaccinations. But I wanted to circle back to this because this is how misinformation gets started. This is how rumors get started. It's started by the jealous people, and they get mad because something they had that somebody else is holding.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj tweeted this on September 13th, a couple of days ago. She said, my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure that you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. Okay. Now, on its face, that clearly sounds ridiculous, right?
Sound like a cousin had blue balls, but go ahead.
So, okay. Well, this started a bit of a row. Let's keep it British here. This started a bit of a row on the island of Trinidad and Tobago because, like, the Trini Health Ministry was apparently trying to find this person that Nicki Minaj was referring to. So this is the health minister, Dr. Terrence Dayalising. Yes, responding to the swollen testicle claim that there is no such reported case in Trinidad and Tobago. So we're going to listen to what the health minister of Trinidad had to say about this.
One of the reasons we could not respond yesterday in real time.
Turn the volume up, Kim.
Is that we had to
now you asking me
and make sure that what she was claiming was either true.
Oh.
We did.
It was up.
On your computer, Kim.
We wasted so much time yesterday running down this false claim. It is, as far as we know, at this point in time, there has been no such reported either side effect or adverse event. And what was sad about this is that it wasted our time yesterday trying to track down, because we take all these claims seriously, whether it's on social media or mainstream.
Why are you taking the claim
as we stand now? There is
part.
Absolutely no reported such side effect or adverse event of testicular swelling in Trinidad, or I guess it, Dr. Hines, anywhere else.
They have a whole press conference set up just to refute the ball swelling story.
Yes, they did. yes, they did. But so again, I think part of the reason why the Trini Health Ministry decided to address this is because, number one, Nicki Minaj has a very big platform, right? I think on Twitter alone, she's at 30 million followers somewhere in there somewheres. and
almost as much as mine. But go ahead.
almost just she's just a little shorter than you, Kamau.
Just a little shorter.
Just a little short, but she claims to be Trini, right? And she was referring to her cousin on the island of Trinidad that this allegedly happened to. So, misinformation, y'all, is something else. And I'm not even going to get into is Nicki Minaj getting a vaccine, because she said that she wasn't, but she was encouraging her fans to get the vaccine. So she wasn't going way out there, despite the fact that she was, I think, being supported by Tucker Carlson and like Candace Owens, like the OG fuck boys and girls, about her position on this. So interesting that the Trini Health Ministry felt as though they had to actually address the whole island nation and say that no, we were trying to find this case of testicular swelling as a result of being vaccinated, and we were unable to find such a thing.
I don't want to go left with it, but
yeah,
and part of it is like, it's weird to me that anybody would. Well, one, she's nuts, and why are people taking whatever she says? If she doesn't want to do it, that's cool. But I really don't understand. Even with her followers, this is the problem with celebrity culture, is that a whole nation, Ireland, is deciding to respond because this celebrity put something out there. And so the problem, like, why are we getting our news and information? And then I think her and Joy Reid are going back and forth. She called the woman a coon on Twitter. So now they're going back and forth all over the place and stuff like that. But I'm stuck on the fact that they did a whole news conference for Nicki. It's one thing to put out another tweet that says, we found out that, this is not true. No one's getting their balls swollen because of the vaccine. It's another thing. They said that you put a press conference. They said that they put some research into going out and finding the person with the swollen balls. I'm like, what? So I just think, to me, it's a bigger thing with the whole, it's this, and it's, the whole thing with the entertainment culture. That's like, this is crazy. So
on behalf of my Trini family, I say that this story is absolutely nuts. And it's a damn shame that folks are, this thing is at an all-time low when you have the Ministry of Health coming on TV. Like, there's nothing else going on in Trinidad right now. You know what I'm saying? You actually get on the mic, on the tube, and tell everybody that y'all going on a nut checking
expedition
to see if anybody got their joint swollen from the vaccine. I'm just gonna say that's why I'm not getting the vaccine.
That's why you're not getting it. You don't want.
That's why you're not getting it, Kalonji.
He's like he's following Nicki Minaj.
See, I was thinking about it, but since our Ministry of Health said, since Nicki Minaj said that,
she also got dragged because she did something with Tucker Carlson, right? I saw that part too.
I didn't even
see that part. She retweeted something of his or something.
Yeah, well, number one, Twitter has temporarily suspended her account. I think that they have her account is still there, but they have put her in Twitter jail, so she is not able to tweet. And I think the reason that Twitter gave is because she was tweeting misinformation about COVID, right? Like they are apparently taking that seriously. Yeah. So, but no, like the fact that she has all these, like the truly the worst of the worst on the right coming out to support her. And I think it's basically because she called Joanne Reid a coon, right? Like that all the Fox News pundits are like, oh shit, black on black violence, our favorite. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay.
Well, that what I'm not mad at Twitter for. I'm like, that's your platform. If somebody can't be putting out obvious misinformation about their cousins with the swollen ball, unless you got some pictures throwing up or something.
I don't know about it, and quite frankly, don't really care about her cousin's situation personally. And I'm sure whoever her cousin is, if he does have it, I know he's like, yo, man, out of all the things you could have shouted me out for, you're gonna talk about these nuts. Anyway, we're gonna go to the next story, something more important than Nicki Minaj's joint. We're gonna keep it hip-hop though. What y'all think about that? Keep it hip-hop. I heard a story about one of our favorite groups that that some of us was thinking was gonna make a comeback and whatnot, and it was confirmed that it's not gonna happen. Chuck D responds to Flavor Flav's claim that he's blocking a Public Enemy reunion. Now, I know y'all sad because of the fact that many of our people came up on the whole loving Public Enemy side of things, and Flavor Flav is saying, listen, man, you know, it's a shame. He's trying to stop history, so on and so forth. But one part of me is like, look, Flavor Flav, you've been drug Public Enemy down with the whole Flavor Love bullshit and all the ushering in of the whole reality TV shows. He's one of the first people to really just put that thing in full effect. But Chuck was like, listen, man, after Flavor Flav told TMZ on Tuesday that fellow Public Enemy member Chuck D was attempting to block a group reunion, Chuck D released a statement saying, come on, y'all, this is tired and stupid. Flav and I communicate on our own. So I normally don't address these things in public, but I'm tired of the circus of airing news that ain't news. And I'm going to say, keep it factual here. He said that Flav sues the folks he works with. So in 2017, he decided that it was Flavor's turn to sue Chuck D, to sue him. So Chuck said, basically, you know, Flav lost the suit in 2020. The judge dismissed it, saying that the suit was prejudiced, and it was dismissed permanently, and he can't file again. And he said basically he's tired of holding Chuck D's hand. He said he's tired. He's tired of holding Flavor's hand, and
that's what Chuck
and
said.
doing all this. Yeah, he's like, he's not putting in any work. You know, he causing the situation problems or whatever. But this feud goes back because you all may remember during the whole Bernie Sanders campaign when Chuck D was endorsing Bernie and Flavor said he wasn't going to perform. It was a big thing about that. And there was talks of Flavor being kicked out the group. So they've been going back and forth at it for quite a while, which is insane because of the fact that at this particular point, they're all over 60 years old, man. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad to hear that, first of all. Like, shout out to them for getting to be 60 plus.
Yeah, nobody died. That's true.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
not every rapper can say that, you know, especially of a certain generation. So now what? I mean, because Chuck been doing his thing with Prophets of Rage. I know Chuck is like, nigga, I'm touring Rage Against the fucking Machine and be real from, you know, Flav, what the fuck is you doing, dog? Them sound like personal problems to me.
I mean, Flav is Flav. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm like, you know, who cares if they do a tour again? I mean, I know I love them, but I love them for their I don't want to go see them in concert no more. I mean,
you ain't going to check for them.
Do. My bad. But I'll buy the album again when it comes out or some special 40-year anniversary. I still will rock some PE. I'm just not going to the concert.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Maybe there are others that will, though. So my bad.
At this point, I'm not even going to anybody's concert. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. But anyway, moving right along. I just thought
I'm going to see Genesis in November. At least I think I'm going to see Genesis.
You're going to see Genesis with Phil Collins?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
They just had an old school concert in Atlanta, and they was talking about
to death too.
Oh God. Anyway,
what'd you say, Kamal?
No, I thought Phil Collins was close to death too at some point. Didn't he?
He's closer to it than like, let me put it this way. Phil's not sick, but Phil has had a lot of back surgery. So I saw Phil Collins perform about 2 years ago. He did a solo world tour and he came out with a cane. Oh. He had a cane. He was pimping with his cane. Phil's not in the greatest health, but
he's still doing it.
Yes, and they got him, you know, mic'd up such that, you know, I'd say the voice is like 70% there for Phil Collins. Okay. So
can he still do here? I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
It's probably gonna have a little shake with it right now.
Can he still?
Yes. He did that, but like he only did Phil Collins songs. He didn't do like Genesis songs, like and for Genesis fans, you all know that, you know, a lot of the Genesis shit rock. That's why I'm going to go see Genesis. So yeah, I'm trying to go see people that I think may not be around to tour in the next couple of years. But I have no idea what this situation is going to be looking like generally come November. And I'm not enthusiastic necessarily about going to stand inside like a big venue but like going to concerts is like my shit. So not being able to go to concerts for the past year and a half has been very, 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 very difficult. So fingers crossed, applesauce for Phil Collins and Genesis in November in DC.
Okay.
And what's the brother from Earth, Wind and Fire? Phil.
Oh, Philip Bailey.
He's alive.
I think so.
Oh,
They
I
just
think only Maurice White is the
died,
only
yeah.
one that
they
died.
just did. I mean, they did a dope. Speaking of verses, they did a dope verses together. Them and the Isley brothers.
Yeah.
And to me, that was one of the dopest verses that I've seen, period. In fact, I like that better than the whole Locks Dipset joint because of the fact that the hits that these brothers have are like, I mean, the Isley brothers go back to like 1957 with their first hit. You know what I mean? So you're talking about over 50 years, over 60 years of hits consistently and being able to reinvent themselves. So, definitely shout out to a lot of these old school heads, you know what I'm saying, for keeping it for showing them how to continue to do it. But anyway, beyond that, so maybe Flavor Flav should go ahead and tour with Genesis if Phil can't make it.
True.
No,
that's a thought.
No, you don't want that.
Not. No,
when that be hot, my man standing off to the side with the big clock, going,
Bill. I can feel it higher than the light bill.
I appreciate Flav's performances, but it kind of fucked me up when I found out that really Chuck had wrote all Flav shit, right? Like Chuck was the pen behind everything that Flav ever spit in relation to Public Enemy.
Oh wow! So
I'm not shocked by that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like. Anyway, we're not gonna go through that. But anyway,
I know it's not like shocking, like oh man, Flav ain't no real MC. He don't write his shit, but like it's like, oh, for real, like wow, okay. Well,
what do you say? I mean, his most provocative shit was 911 is a joke. So I mean,
but don't you remember how controversial that was? Like that made national news. Like police and all the enforcement apparatus was very upset around 911 is a joke because they said people was calling up 911 screaming 911 is a joke.
I mean, but the crazy
5 million, he's top 5 million.
The crazy thing about it though is Ice-T did the whole cop killer thing, and then in every goddamn show from there he played a cop or a pimp. So he's like, no, I really love you guys. I was just joking. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it goes. So anyway,
that sounds like good acting to me.
Yes, fuck the police. But anyway, speaking of fuck the police, you have a pig over in Minnesota. Where the Minnesota High Court, Minnesota court vacates ex-cop Muhammad Noor's third-degree murder conviction. Crazy. So they vacate. Yeah. So the highest court on Wednesday, Minnesota's highest court on Wednesday, vacated former Minneapolis police officer Muhammad Noor's third-degree murder conviction for the fatal shooting of Justine Ruzzik, while he was responding to her 911 call. Okay, so you all may remember a few years ago, he shot this woman, murdered her, and they decided that they were going to give him a lesser charge of second-degree, was it homicide? Yes, second-degree homicide. Excuse me, second-degree manslaughter. And, it's a bit of an uproar and everything because of the fact that here it is, he murdered this woman, he lied on this woman, so on and so forth. And, she was calling 911 and all of a sudden, his charges have been vacated after, a year.
On what grounds? He's been in jail longer than a year, I thought, because
right. What they're saying that on the grounds of what were they saying that particular case was? Man, I missed the whole thing. Forgive me for that.
This is the white woman, though, right? This is the white woman from
white Australian woman, yes.
Yeah. Who had dual citizenship. So it became an international case because of the fact that
she was a white woman. Yeah.
Right. That's number one.
Not that she should not been. I mean, a part of the story I remember is that she one of the few police officers to ever get convicted.
That's right.
Happened to be a black officer who killed a white woman, and then that so there was that kind of dual weirdness around. You want some of us at least think it's fair for the cop to be convicted, but you want that to happen in every case, not just in the cases involving white folks, whatever. So it's interesting that they've now vacated the judgment, which still means that he can go back on trial, if I'm reading it correctly.
Right.
So, and it's not, I'm not sure, we didn't read what the rationale was for the vacating of the verdict, but that's highly unusual. So,
Yeah, and he also, well, they said that a person's in the decision, they were saying that a person's mental state must show a generalized indifference to human life, which cannot exist when the defendant's conduct is directed with particularity at the person who was killed for a third degree, also known as depraved mind murder. So basically, they're trying to say that it wasn't a, he didn't do it out of malice and all this type shit. And, perhaps he feared for his life, how that shit go. But he was a Somalian American, and he shot this Australian American, and, who was in a mental health crisis. And, so my position on that, because of the fact that, as Kamal just stated, of course, the black cop will get convicted, so on and so forth. But my position on that is like, it's a hazard to come to job.
White person, not convicted for killing somebody black.
Absolutely, but at the same time, convict all the motherfuckers across the board. I agree with that. Or execute them, give them the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like you do folks when you say that they killed a cop. You know what I'm saying? I think that the police officers should get death penalties as well. But of course, it's not gonna happen here in this country.
Yeah.
But
I'm opposed to all death penalty. But I will say, I still think it's usually it's a question for the jury to make the decision. So, it still shows the power of the police. The fact that they would dig that deep to vacate the sentence. And again, potentially, he has to go through a whole trial again to get convicted. And normally the state doesn't want to put those resources back into a trial. So it looks like whatever time that this person is served is going to be all the time that they will. And then that's going to be the end of it. Now he's going to probably go be a firefighter someplace,
Probably, or go to a different jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are great questions for Keith Ellison, right? Who's the attorney general out there, former congressperson, alleged progressive. We'll see, alleged progressive. We'll see what Keith Ellison does with this. But I don't think that this police should just. I don't think he served enough time for killing this woman. You know what I mean? Like he still need to go sit down for several more years.
Well, again, like you said, Kamal, they're up against the police unions. So when you have that particular type of backing, his case wasn't, I don't believe it's caught on camera like the situation with Floyd. The George Floyd case, it was kind of like, look, this motherfucker's kneeling on his neck. He's like, for what, 9 minutes? Like, come on, man, and some change. It's like, so you didn't really have a choice with him. But in this particular case, it wasn't the same type of, situation. But
the fact that right afterwards is when all the rebellion started, right? So unlike when we think about the Rodney King situation, obviously a few decades earlier, after the videotape was released, there wasn't like that type of rebellion in the street. People actually waited for the trial. And then after the trial is when folks like broke wild and people rebelled in Los Angeles and all over the place. Here, a few decades later, folks were like, we're not going to wait for the outcome because we've already seen that. We've seen that play out already. So what we're going to do is rebel beforehand. And you're right. I think that added to the videotape and the rebellion was like, look, if we don't convict this mother,
right,
then they're going to be back in the street again. So we got to sacrifice one in order to save the whole thing as far as they're concerned.
Yeah. So, hopefully, he won't live his sentence out. And, the laws of karma, he may be in the shower and someone decide to kneel on his neck, you know what I'm saying, in honor of Kaepernick and George Floyd, you know what I'm saying? So,
Even while he was awaiting trial, Derek Chauvin, that is, like there was reports from the Star Tribune that he was receiving all kinds of special privileges, that the corrections officers were letting him use their phones and having these private conversations with his family members and friends. So, I think Derek Chauvin is very well protected behind bars, and they are going to do whatever they can to protect him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the rest of them because I think two of them is non-white and then there's another white one. But I think Derek Chauvin, they gonna make sure he live out his whole sentence. Like they giving him all the privileges that whiteness carries behind bars, especially being former law enforcement.
Amen. Welcome to America, the home of the thief and the slave. I think we'll do one more story before we go to this quick break without the ear doctor. Since the ear doctor had to dip off and take care of that business. There's one more story that we have dealing with this love and hip hop star. And I know y'all like, man, they doing a lot of entertainment news today, but there's so much bullshit going on that we just took, it's Thursday. So we decided we're going to just, go out like champions today and say 2 tears in a bucket, mother, you know what I mean? But anyway, it's a love and hip hop star who was just sentenced for 17 years in a fraud case dealing with PPP loans. Now,
how? That's fast. They got they just gave out the PPP loans 7 or 8 months ago. They already did an investigation, did a trial, convicted the person. Now they're getting sentenced. Damn. Where is this?
I mean, man, dude. Hey, man. Let me
putting
see
up a video
this,
for a news story. Are you putting up the news
story
thing?
right here? I'm trying to pull it up. I'm doing.
Oh, my bad. You having a Kim moment. My bad.
Yeah, I was, but I'm.
All I'm saying is y'all better distribute them slow ass
I'm definitely
on the computer. Y'all better distribute them joints equally.
No. We are. I always get it. I always get it. But what I'm going to do is I'm probably not going to end up sharing the screen because of the fact that I'm having some technical difficulties on the computer itself. He said I can't. That's cold-blooded, man. You ain't got to be like that, brother. We're supposed to be a team, man. What happened to renegade coaching, brother? Where the love at?
I got
Show us the love. Anyway,
now,
this particular cat right here.
Now, what happened in this case?
So his name is Mo Fain, right? So Mo Fain. Yeah. So Mr. Fain got 17 years in prison for a PPP loan fraud case. He got to pay back $4.4 million. That's right. You heard it. I don't know how. Dude got 4 point. So to answer your question, Kim, I guess he was going so damn hard that they was like, look, we got to stop this Negro right now. So this rapper, Mo Fain.
Where is this? What state?
Where?
I need to know the state.
Atlanta.
This is Georgia?
Georgia? Is in Georgia?
Yes, he's on. Absolutely. He's on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. He was sentenced to 210 months in prison. That's 17.5 years. According to new legal docs obtained by TMZ. The Love and Hip Hop Atlanta star was hit with the prison sentence after pleading guilty to 6 counts, including bank and wire fraud. It is alleged he funded a lavish lifestyle during the pandemic with money from the Paycheck Protection Program. The money was intended to help employees and small businesses hit hard by COVID. Fain had cut a deal with prosecutors. He cut a plea deal, and they agreed to drop 14 other charges and recommend Fain get a 151-month sentence. Instead, the judge hit him with nearly 5 more years behind bars. The silver lining was that he was staring down a possible 30-year sentence if he didn't cut the deal. So basically,
he's going to serve more years than the cop who killed the woman, basically.
Exactly.
You damn right. You damn right. Because that's how they do. So this is an example of, when you talk about the unbalance of law, when you talk about the imbalance of law, when you talk about how these white folks who commit fraud, the sentencing, and how this whole thing goes down. So they said he submitted a $3.7 million PPP loan application. I don't even know how the fuck they gave him that, falsely claiming his trucking business had 107 employees and an average monthly payroll of $1,490,200. The feds say Fain promised to use the PPP loan to retain workers and maintain payroll, but instead he used it with improper usage, improper purposes, including $40,000 per pass due child support, $85,000 for jewelry, $136,000 for a Rolls Royce, and $907,000 to start a new business in Arkansas. After he's released from prison, Fain will be on 5 years of supervised release, and he also has to pay a huge restitution bill of $4,465,865.55. Now, I can't say I feel sorry for this nigga because he not lost his goddamn mind. I mean, I don't even understand. You buying Rolls Royces, You know what I'm saying? You buying all types of jewelry and all types of bullshit just to look good. This is how capitalism makes you stupid. You understand what I'm saying? I see he had the $40,000 child support thing. He was paying for that. Okay. I ain't gonna trip on you on that. But you talk about jewelry, you talk about houses.
6 times more. He paid 6 times more for the Rolls Royce than he did for his children. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, on top of that, and the jewelry. The jewelry was like another $85,000. You know what I'm saying? So and then he decided
he should get time. He should. I mean, there should be something. But this just seemed. I mean,
it's outrageous on the time too.
The amount of. I mean, again, we just we're still recovering from the Great Recession, where the banking industry basically sank a whole economy, putting millions out of work. Who knows what happened to some of those folks in terms of their lifespan and what they did, because they couldn't find work and all that kind of stuff. Not one went to prison. In fact, not only did they not go to prison, their corporations got money to make sure they didn't go under. So again, this, not saying that this dude should not pay some price. Like, I agree with that. But it just seems outrageous that this dude gets 17 years, 5 years of supervised parole afterwards for, get the money back, take away the cars, take away the jewelry, make them sell the houses and stuff like that. Leave the child support money, to give them a little break on that. But still, that's not this is kind of disproportionate just to the highest degree. I think in terms of how whatever a criminal justice system is supposed to do. So yeah, it's not so much that I'm not he needs, in my opinion, something needs to happen to him to make sure he learns a lesson, i.e. or whatever. But it just seems like, these white boys who do this and worse do not get 17 years of prison for literally stealing, billions of dollars. They'll pay a little fine and they done with it. They do that. So
listen, dude, maximum you should get 5 years in the shelter. I say 5 years in a homeless shelter, and you live like the poor because of the fact that you made this effort to live like the quote unquote rich. And you know what I'm saying? I think that, for a lot of these folks that commit these financial frauds and whatnot, who are accustomed to certain lifestyles, they should live like the poor live. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not even saying make him homeless, but put him inside of a shelter for 5 years, make him volunteer. That's his restitution. Make him help to feed the other families and other individuals. Give them some basic work, strip them of all the jewels and the labels and all that type shit. That's what has to be done. You have to make these folks respect life itself. You understand what I'm saying?
It also goes to show you that, that these reality stars are not really making the money that they would lead you to believe that they are making. Because if this guy was on Love and Hip Hop and he was married to another cast member on Love and Hip Hop, then why the fuck you stealing money though? Like, why you got to steal in order to inflate your lifestyle for a television program that I would assume has to be paying something, right? Like, clearly, you're not on there volunteering to be on VH1 or whatever channel the shit come on, but dog, like, ain't no future in your fronting, very clearly, because you about to spend 17 years of your future for some damn fronting or for some goddamn Love and Hip Hop. Way to go.
Listen, man, I had a neighbor that was on Love and Hip Hop. Mauli was one of the attorneys to a couple of the different people that are on Love and Hip Hop. Mauli Davis, who was just on there a couple of days ago, he was a couple of their attorneys and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, the fact is, those reality shows, they feed off of your ego. They feed off of folks who are not quite as successful as they would like to be, or quote unquote folks who are washed up. And that's what we were saying about Flavor Flav earlier today. It's like, they stick their fangs, they sink their fangs into folks who they know who are, for all practical purposes, have certain types of issues. Because you're not going to get on these reality TV shows and not have some type of issue. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. It's built on drama. You know what I'm saying? So I agree the time is like ridiculous. 17 years. I mean, like, come on, man. I mean, that's like, I mean,
I
and
do
the fact
empathize. I empathize with. I mean, because that seriously, I mean, that's excessive. Like that is cruel and unusual compared to the charges that he was convicted of. Like these are
Right.
white collar crimes at the end of the day, right? And we know that usually white collar crimes are not punished to the same, length that so-called violent crimes are. So 17 years, nigga, that's a manslaughter charge.
Yeah, well, it's a white collar on a black neck. It's different. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So, there's a different kind of collar. We don't have the same collars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we must understand that. You know, they prefer rope and nooses around our particular neck. So
Hey.
when you do this, that what they did, that sentencing was like, look, let me make an example out of you niggas that think y'all slick. You know what I'm saying? You can't, what they say, do as I say, not as I do. That's what that was. Yeah. It's like, you are not us, Mr. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? So please understand it. So let me show your little niglet friends who want to get out there flaunting. You know what I'm saying? Either you behave and be a slave, or you head to the grave. That's just how it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
You want to commit crimes, join the police force.
You goddamn right.
Then you can get away with all you want. You know what I'm saying?
Then, I mean,
all you want then.
Yeah,
steal the
it's like you said.
Out the whatever. You can steal the money that you find. That's all cool.
But the cat Muhammad Noor we just talked about, killed a white woman, and even he got less time than this cat right here. So I agree with you, Kamal. If you want to commit crimes, join your local police department. I'm sure they're always hiring. You know what I'm saying? And that's just legal crime. But anyway,
take a break.
Hopefully he's able to get his sentence overturned or whatever. But
I hope so.
That's some dumb shit. Anyway, we're gonna go to a quick break. We're gonna come back with more news and views. We appreciate you all sticking in with us today on the Remix Morning Show. We got a whole lot of good stuff coming up this weekend. For one, there is the Worses that's taking place on this Sunday. Christopher versus Christopher.
You see,
Big versus Big E, Big Pun, and Biggie Smalls. You know what I mean? Wow. So watch us on what's that? Sunday at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. So be advised, we'll be back for that. But anyway, we're gonna go to this quick break and everything. Y'all go ahead and get your coffee, your tea, and your crumpets and all that good stuff that you all do when you're watching the Remix Morning Show. And we're gonna be right back at you in a few ticks. We're gonna get it started with I think the ear doctor left for something since he darted out.
All right.
Oh, yes, nice.
We'll be right back at you in a few ticks. Remix Morning Show.
Oh, look who's in the building this morning.
Oh, kaboom. Look who's
I had to get the kids to school, and my favorite Yacht Rock song came on, and I had to listen to that. So you have to apologize.
Okay. You may say listen to Lil Yachty this morning. Okay. I feel you, brother.
Little Doobie Brothers taking it to the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That young listening crowd don't know nothing about the Doobie Brothers.
They don't know nothing about the Doobie Brothers. And they don't know nothing about when Rerun tried to get the bootleg and the joint fell out. They don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Taking it to the streets. Yeah. Michael McDonald. I don't know about that.
All they know about him is that he's the white man on everybody's TV when they go to Best Buy or Target. He's the right singing on the TV every time you go to Best Buy. They're like, who's that white man with the beard? Sounding like he's black.
Yeah, he look like about 192 now.
You know what I'm saying? On my own.
Okay.
Nope.
What do you mean? Nope. That was close.
Man, it's too early in the morning.
I was almost in there.
It's definitely too early in the morning. It almost sounds like this song Jackie Luke Mon sent us last night. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Yes, y'all. Okay, shout out to Baba Luke Mon, Rise in Power.
Baba Luke Mon.
Yes. So that was a throwback clip that the ear doctor left us. You know what I mean? So shout out to the ear doctor for that one or whatever. I actually forgot about that particular episode. We've been doing this thing for so long or whatever. But we had that little quick rewind. Yeah. But yeah, man. Remix Morning Show. Y'all good, man? How y'all feeling over there?
Are we good? We're good.
Forgetting.
Okay,
How
all right.
I love you so much. How does the song go? I keep forgetting.
I can't
Michael
forget
McDonald.
that we'll never be the same again.
Hey, Jackie's in the chat, and it's funny because of the fact that song we was talking about, Jared and I had gotten a glimpse of it, and we might end up playing that one day, but not during the daytime because it was crazy as hell. But anyway, shout out to Michael McDonald, one of the.
He gets an invite to the barbecue. B. He gets an invite to the barbecue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without no question.
What?
It's unanimous.
I agree. You might get one before you do, Kalonji. What you talking about? What you mean now? Oh, Michael McDonald?
I mean, yeah, Michael McDonald's cool. I say Tina Marie, even though she's gone or whatever. But yeah, but the Doobie Brothers, the episode was hard body though.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Stop. Tina Marie's
What's
dead?
that? Oh Lord!
Stop it.
Seriously, I didn't realize she died.
She died like several years ago.
Probably at least a decade, right?
Approaching, if not already at 10 years. It's close to 10 years. Yes, sir.
Oh,
she had a grand mal seizure. I don't think that she was like, sick or she had like an illness, but she had these seizures, and she had a real bad seizure. She just didn't wake up.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think she was a recovering addict as well. She
was hanging with
Rick James.
Like Rick, I'm Rick James, bitch. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Rick James. Whatever. Rick James happened to be one of my favorite singers.
I Am Desire.
I think he was. Huh?
I Am Desire was the love song.
Man, it was. I like Pastor J too. Pastor Joint. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that was like one of the hardest songs he did. And like I said, my favorite political song by him, Mr. Policeman, still, you know what I'm saying, get spins on.
Well, did y'all go and look at the documentary? Like I told y'all to go look at the documentary.
Nah, you said
but I plan to.
You said it's on Showtime?
On Showtime.
Okay.
And they even just to show you, like, I thought there were some holes in the documentary, but overall it was pretty good. But one of the things that they did do very well is that they showed a live performance of Rick and Tina doing Fire and Desire. I'm talking about young Rick, young Tina. And it's everything that you think that a live performance from the 80s of Rick James and Tina Marie doing Fire and Desire should be. So you got to go watch it. Bitchin'. It's on Showtime, y'all. Rick James.
And you said it's called Bitchin'?
It's called Bitchin'.
How appropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Only Rick could do that. You know what I'm saying? They need one of Alexander O'Neal as well. Huh?
Oh, Alexander O'Neal had one of those TV One like uncensored or behind the scenes or whatever the TV One comparable is. And it's also really good. Alexander O'Neal sniffed a lot of cocaine.
I saw that him and Sherelle and whatnot, man. I mean, they that's too. I mean, when you talk about the time,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
But just to give y'all some perspective, like on how big Alexander O'Neal is, especially if so for some of our younger viewers who are just asking us who the fuck is Alexander O'Neal. Alexander O'Neal was an R&B singer from the 80s. He had a lot of his songs produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Mm-hmm. And like he was so big, he sold out Wembley Stadium in the UK like 6 nights in a row. Just to give y'all some y'all have to put respect on Alexander O'Neal's name. Like Alexander O'Neal was huge out
here.
He
had a run. When he was gone, he was gone.
Yeah.
Not only that, he was supposed to have been the leader of the time. But
really?
Yeah. So they talked about how his attitude, he was so cocky and whatnot that that they couldn't come to like terms with him and shit. So that's how Morris Day ended up being the front man. You know what I'm saying? Because of Alexander O'Neal's ego and all that type of stuff. But he was a bad dude, man. You know what I'm saying? We used to be on the block back in the day, bumping Alexander O'Neal. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were about like me and Alexander O'Neal used to be on the block together. I was like, what?
Nah, man. No,
I thought that's where that was going. Because I know people who, for example, like Charlie Wilson used to have a bad cocaine addiction, and he lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or was from Tulsa, Oklahoma. When I was living in Tulsa, people would be like, "Yeah, I used to sell crack to Charlie Wilson." I'm like, are we bragging? No, I mean, is this something to boast about? I'm confused.
The cat that said that you should take a hammer and bust him in his damn head, bust his head to the white meat. It's like certain things, man, like there's protocol, you know what I mean? And you shouldn't be selling to any damn body, but how you going Charlie Wilson? That's like somebody grandmama or mama or or daddy. That's Charlie Wilson and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You
you know how
bragging
the
about
dope man look at it. The dope man like, hey, well, he either gonna give his money to me or
Right.
he gonna go give to somebody else.
That's
And
cool.
he got a
So,
lot of money to give, so
well, nowadays the dope
he's
man and the
supersizing
pimp,
his order. So
the pimp and the dope man should be side by side in the back of a trunk. That's how we see it. But anyway,
we
that's
got
that,
some more
that,
news
that
stories to get out here.
definitely some news stories to get out here. What else we have going on in the news today?
Y'all have one ready? Because if you don't, I have one.
We would love for you to have one ready, Kim.
I don't have any visuals to accompany it, but just wanted to.
I am glad you don't have any visuals to come.
As am I. Hey, listen. Hey, you had some problems with your shit too, dog. Don't. Hey.
Wait. The Kim just called me Unc. Oh,
yeah.
shit.
This is a preview of the show y'all going about to watch.
It's about to get
Coming
ugly.
up in a month. This is a preview. And there won't be any referees.
Don't play me, Unc. Don't
Once
play
they start,
Oh,
it'll be
man.
done. I say one show, and then it's gonna get, that's going. I'll tell you how to take each other.
We might have to pre-record.
Right. Everybody
Anyway.
be ending the broadcast. Kalanji be ending the broadcast and shit. I'd be like, oh damn, okay. But no, y'all. So this weekend here in Washington, D.C. is going to be a reunion of sorts for perhaps some of the enthusiastic white people that were here in the nation's capital back on January 6th. So they're having a big rally outside of the DC jail, and they're calling it Justice for J6, right? They're calling these people who are incarcerated in DC jail for charges related to the January 6th insurrection. They're calling these people political prisoners, and they are coming back to the city to rally for them. Now, local law enforcement is, as you would imagine, on high alert because we know that they dropped the ball. Terrible. They did such a terrible job of handling January 6th. It had to been intentional, right? Like y'all knew that these motherfuckers was coming. They had been talking about it for weeks on social media, and everybody was like, we didn't even know they was mad like that. Like, okay, nigga, whatever y'all say. But anyway, so these folks are going to be back in the city this weekend. And people are, getting prepared. They're putting the fencing back up around the U.S. Capitol campus. Okay, cool. But it's important that, for example, like white folks, we're seeing some white leftists like our good friend Chuck Modiano, who's a justice journalist here in D.C. Chuck has been calling out liberal white folks like, hey, the reason why the J6 shit got out of control is because liberals, Democrats of the white persuasion was telling other white people not to come out for this shit, right? Like if you ignore them, if you deny them oxygen, they'll go away. Well, that's not what happened. So a lot of the anti-fascist groups here in the district are encouraging, proper-minded white folks to come out and meet these crazy racists, to meet these crazy insurrectionists, because it's a numbers game. It's important that they are met with a force to let them know that this shit is not acceptable. Like y'all are not welcome here. Y'all don't belong here, and the shit that you're talking, it should be eviscerated from our city limits. So keep an eye on DC this weekend. I have no idea what the shit is going to look like. Now, personally, January 6th, I thought was one of my most favorite days in American history because, again, it was my enemies beating the shit out of each other. Like it was racist white people beating the shit out of the police. It was one of the greatest things I ever seen in my life. Now, if something like that were to happen again on this weekend, I would be for that. But just leave black people out of it. Leave the real Washingtonians out of this conflict between law enforcement and the racist white folks. But it's probably not going to go down that way. I mean, there were regular people here in DC that got attacked, not only on January 6th, but the white supremacists had come to the city months prior on two separate prior occasions before January 6th. And this is when, Black Lives Matter signs were torn down off of historically black churches and burned. This is when people who were literally just minding their business, walking the streets, were attacked by roving gangs of Proud Boys and Oath Keepers and all these crazy son bitches. So it's going to be an interesting weekend here in DC. It's going to be interesting. So just keep your eyes on the district. And hopefully the cops will get their ass beat again by the white supremacists. That's what I'm
Kim,
looking for.
I have a question.
Yes.
Will you be out there reporting live for BPM?
I don't know. I do not know.
Yeah.
I had to
Don't,
give that
Kim.
some thought.
I'm sorry, Kim. Kim's like actually thinking about that shit.
I
Never
am
mind,
thinking
Kim.
about it because, like, listen, I've gone, like, I didn't go to all the crazy J6 stuff, and even like the two in, like, I think they were here in October, in December, and it was insane, right? I mean, because listen, if you're going out there, you understand that you have multiple enemies. Like, these crazy crackers who are coming to the city are your enemies, and the cops are your enemies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people on our side, especially Black women, were going out there and getting attacked right in front of the police, and the police didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what level of protection I will have out there. I so appreciate and am deeply grateful to people who go out there and put their bodies on the line. I do not know if I'm such a person to put my body on the line just to go confront these crackers. I'm gonna give it some thought. It depends. If I can go out there with a little crew of some folks, and I got, you know, my
Is
gear.
this weekend?
It's this weekend, yeah, Saturday.
Okay. I might see if BPM confronts some tickets. I might we holler at Jackie and we go out there 3 the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Kamal, you be on standby with the bail money.
So I need the ski goggles. You feel me? Like, I need like, you got to go out there prepared. Like, I can't just go out and just show up like, hey, what's going on out here?
We good. We come out there.
Going, yeah.
Like, them motherfuckers crazy. They're gonna recognize you out there, Kim. I don't think you should go out there because you did do that joint on Fox that time. So I don't know if you should go out there.
Yeah, but they think all niggas look alike anyway. They probably think I'm Freddie Brooks from Different World. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't worried about them. I ain't worried about them recognizing me at all. I mean, I'm worried about the cops shooting off tear gas canisters or in rubber bullets and hit me in the fucking face. You know what I mean?
Because I think that's the thing that's going to happen. Now they have to prove themselves, and they've been probably given the order to over respond. So they're putting up the fences. They're going to have to tear gas. They're going to be in riot gear.
It's going to be
You
stupid.
never know what's going to kick off out there if they get, like, you know. So that's my expectation, is that now they're going to feel it. And I don't know how big it's going to be. I'm assuming like as many people are not going to show up, just knowing that some of the charges that have now been pressed, and feeling like this is going to, like, you know, there's going to be some consequences now if they try to rush it. So because I think those cops now got something to prove. They're trying to let us know publicly, at least, that they're not with the insurrection, even if, like you said, privately, what they did was just basically get out the way and say, like, oh, the door is right there. It's unlocked. Don't you worry about it. You go in there. You know,
right. You know, and what was the black cop? It's funny because I was looking at this interview, the black cop that shot the white woman that was trying to come through the chambers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was crazy because of the fact that was the first time that they allowed a Negro to kill a white woman and get away with it. And they awarded him. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he got all kinds of threats and all that type shit.
Oh, yes.
But it's like, I don't know what the fuck. Her whiteness seeped in so much that she thought she could climb her ass through there and pose a threat to the established order, live and direct. You going too far. They don't let your ass in the building. And you like, fuck it, I'm coming all the way in. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't condone police terrorism. I do condone state on state violence. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. But it was just some weird shit just to see, you know, this guy actually pop off. And I mean, his ass was scared as hell. He wasn't like some of them other cops running down the hall and all that type shit. And then the sister that punched the white woman in the face, that tried to snatch her mask off. That was another great highlight as well. But but anyway,
it was. I mean, it's so disturbing. Like, I mean, on some level, like, to see these black men, especially, you know, these U.S. Capitol police officers, like, y'all were the ones defending the Capitol.
Right.
Like, why was it y'all? Meanwhile, your white co-workers was, you know, hey guys, I know you guys are here in the Senate. Can you guys just hurry it up? Like, I played some clips of that. Like, the motherfuckers just asking politely the insurrectionists, could they please leave? It was like, what?
Right. Well, only in America, man. You know, it's always a good thing to see it in real form. I was just joking about you all going out there. I'd advise, you know, all of our people in particular to stay away from that shit. Let them do what they do. Let's not get involved in their madness. Let's not get caught up in their shit because of the fact that there'll be all the reports we need to analyze. That state-sponsored media will be out there in full effect, and they'll have all the clips, and we can go ahead and talk about this shit next week. No need to risk ourselves being in the middle there.
Well, I would recommend you guys follow Chuck Modiano. I'm pretty sure Chuck's going to be out there. Also follow Sean Michael Love at Black House News. Sean is a local justice journalist here in the city, independent journalist, and Sean covered. I mean, Sean is Black. Sean was getting these crackers was talking so crazy to Sean out there on January 6th. And I'm like, dog, you are brave as fuck to go out there and document and cover this shit, because I'd have left. Don't mob of angry whites. I don't care what year it is, 2021, 1951, nigga, I'm out. Okay, these motherfuckers is dangerous. Okay, we gotta go. Time to leave. But
that's why I do appreciate anti-fascist groups, because I'm again, I agree with some of that stuff. I'm like, that's not necessarily the real war. But I like the idea that there's folks who are we're not going to cede space, because if you cede space to an angry crowd, they get emboldened. They get emboldened more. They get emboldened more, kind of thing. So I appreciate them white boys who go out there and do some tit for tat, let's say.
And it's Black organizations too. Shout out to Shut Down DC. Shout out to the Good Trouble Cooperative. The DC anti-fascist community is organized and rallied around this. They are putting pressure on some of the hotels in DC who gave accommodations to some of these January 6th insurrectionists. And it's hey, nigga, you gonna open up your hotels to these motherfuckers again? What's really good? So I mean, they are putting pressure and questions, tough shit to the business community here in DC, because again, a lot of these hotels open up they arms to these joints. There's a hotel near the White House called the Hay Adams Hotel. Very nice hotel, super expensive, $500 a night to stay at the Hay Adams, maybe more than that. And they were renting rooms to these Trump supporters. So hey, we'll see. We will see.
Hey, well, check this out real quick, man. We have we're gonna go to another break. We have some special guests in the building today. Couple special guests, couple comrades of mine that go back. I was telling folks a couple days ago that we have on next Tuesday, September 21st, will be the 10-year commemoration of the state-sponsored assassination, the execution of an innocent man by the name of Troy Davis. So we'll be joined by his sister Kim Davis, and also Jen Marlowe, who is an author of she's an author of one of his memoirs. Her and Troy's sister Martina, they actually wrote a book, and there's some of the folks who will be involved in this Tuesday's activities. So we're gonna go to this quick ear doctor moment, and then we'll come back in a few ticks with our guests. Don't touch that dial. RemiX Morning Show, Black Power Media. We out here.
Well, that was a quick.
I'm back again. How about that? I don't know to work these buttons.
Y'all can snap in the building too. No background. You ain't got to. Big lips, yeah. They are the reason I'm singing this. And your white hips, they keep the just daydreaming. Why? 'Cause they're only men. But America don't like it. America, they just wanna copy. Yeah. Oh. I say America don't like it. America, they just wanna copy. Yeah. But your lips were made from golden brown sugar. Give me some sugar. I am your neighbor. Your lips were made from golden brown sugar. Give me some sugar. I am your neighbor. Angela, 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 Angela.
Okay. I don't know who was joining me on working the boards, but anyway.
Yeah, whoever did, you did a terrible job. Whatever.
Hey,
were you trying to bring the guest on?
No. I think someone was trying to help me, and I don't know which one of it. Well, it was, but as you can
don't
tell,
do
our
anything.
producers.
I'm gonna bring the guest on for you, and I'm gonna take us off.
Thank you.
I'm gonna add him to the screen. Bam, there's our guest.
Oh,
for this segment.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. What's happening, Kim? How you doing, Jen?
Just fine. How are you?
I'm good. Y'all got excuses today.
Good morning.
Hey, how's everything going?
Everything's good.
Cool. You got excuses today. Our producer is off. So we've been trying to work the boards ourselves, and it kind of shows. I'm gonna blame that on the rest of the crew. How about that? But anyway,
you always put the blame on somebody else.
That's how we do, Kim. Don't try to get cute because we on here today. Anyway, for folks who are new to these people right here, I want to definitely say, I appreciate you all getting on early this morning. Jen is way over in Seattle. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning over there. And Kim,
I got my coffee.
You got your coffee? We was gonna send it. I was gonna have Kim bring it through there, but she looked like she was busy this morning, so we ain't no problems. But anyway, as I mentioned earlier, we're coming up on the 10-year commemoration, and I don't use the word anniversary, and I'm sure you all could if you want, but it is a commemoration of an execution in which we all fought hard to try to prevent. And that is of our dear brother Troy Anthony Davis, who was a brother who was falsely accused and falsely convicted of committing a crime by the state, even though there was overwhelming evidence stating otherwise. There was no evidence pointing him towards the case. There were 9 witnesses, 7 recanted their stories, 8 said he was right-handed, I believe, and he was left-handed. And the 9th person was the person who Sylvester Red Coles, who many folks believe actually was the person who was guilty. So today we're joined by Troy's sister, Kimberly Davis, and we're joined by Jen Marlowe, who is an activist and also an author of Troy's book. And the name of the book is, I have it, but I can't think of the name right now. I want to get it right.
I Am Troy Davis.
I was going to say I Am Troy Davis, but I'm like, nah, it's not I Am Troy Davis, but I guess it is. But anyway, how you feeling this morning, Kim? Good to see you on.
Good to see you too. I'm doing fine. What about you?
Cool in the gang. And there we go. And everybody should own that book right there because it's an extraordinary piece on the life of Troy Davis. For folks who don't know Troy, Kim, because of the fact that, as you know, that during that particular time period, I think during that time, that was probably one of the earliest protests, marches, rallies, and organized fronts with as many people as it had. We hadn't seen that type of range in folks on an international level. We hadn't seen that type of outcry in decades, but yet folks came to the streets. Folks from all types of different persuasions, religious backgrounds, ethnic groups, sexualities, genders, the whole 9. They came out in solidarity because of the fact that they knew that this was an extraordinary case. So for folks who are not familiar and they're new to this thing, who was Troy Davis and how did this whole thing come about? Or who is Troy Davis?
Troy Davis was a Savannah native. in Savannah back in 1989. It was just, it was so ironic because of the fact of, they talk about the old Jim Crow law, the old Jim Crow era, and it's never old. We see it today. We see it every day. We're in Savannah, Georgia. They call us like the good old boy state. And in Savannah, we see prejudice. We saw it, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We're seeing it today. But my brother was actually, wrongly convicted. As he said, it was a police officer, Officer Mark McPhail, that was actually shot in Savannah, Georgia. The other gentleman that was on the scene was Sylvester Red Coles, who actually went to the police department with his attorney to point my brother out and saying that my brother shot the police officer. They had Sylvester Coles. He was a known criminal in Savannah, had a long criminal record. Troy had no criminal history or anything with the police. The only way they was able to get a picture of Troy, obtain a picture, was when they actually came to my mom's house and, got a picture of Troy. It started to unfold then because the police actually convicted my brother before he was even arrested. They put out a shoot to kill order on Troy, without even knowing anything that, really went on with the case. And that was, the first mistake that they made. And when they put that shoot to kill order out and automatically went on ahead and said that Troy Davis was the one that shot the police officer, it was like they could not go back and correct the wrong that they did. Like I said, despite, his innocence, and, Troy, they wanted him to say that, he shot the police officer, said that if he would have said he shot the police officer, they would have gave him life without parole. But Troy, he took his innocence to his death. And as he said, he still remains, and we know that Troy Davis was not the one that shot the police officer.
Right on. Now we know it was such a long and grueling process. He was on death row for what, like 17 or 19 years? I forget, was it 17 or 19? I'm sorry.
20, I believe. He was convicted in 1989. He was arrested in 1989. He was convicted in 1991, and then he was ultimately executed in 2011.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I had the opportunity, just working with you all, the family, going to Savannah, and it was really the first time I ever been to Savannah was, around the whole Troy Davis case. But it was also the first time that I ever was that I had been called a nigga to my face while I was organizing, while we were petitioning. And it was, when you talk about a whole good old boy atmosphere and feel, it was it was an experience that was just incredible. But one of the things that I was able to do was talk to people that actually knew Troy. We worked on a number of different cases throughout my life, throughout organizing, so on and so forth. But I had the opportunity to walk around with your sister Martina, who was a solid freedom fighter, what I'm saying? May she rise in power, rest in peace. And I was introduced to folks who was Troy's coach, and folks who, the elders in the community, and just people that knew him for real, not just folks who, because oftentimes people have good things to say about you when they don't know you, but people that knew him from childhood, so it was very heart-wrenching because of the fact that folks would just, they just straight up tell you, like, Troy didn't do that. I was petitioning and I saw there was a black police officer, and he told me to my face that Troy, he don't believe that Troy did it. He said he knew Troy, he knew you all. And I said, well, just sign the petition. He said, I can't do that. I said, even though you don't believe that he did this, and no one's going to know that, you don't have to put you Officer Joe Blow. He said, man, I hope he make it and everything, but I can't do that. So this was the type of backwards mentality we were dealing with. How did you get involved, and when did you get involved in the campaign, Jen?
I got involved. I saw Troy's sister and Kim's sister, Martina Davis Correa, speak on Democracy Now! In 2017. That was when Troy was facing his first execution date. And I had never heard of his case, but I heard this woman speak so passionately about her fight to save her brother, and it made me want to learn more about this brother whose innocence she was defending. And so I researched Troy's case, and I found a website that his family had with his address in prison, and I wrote him a card. And he wrote back, and we started staying in touch, and that led to a friendship with the family. And then that ultimately led to me partnering with Troy and with his family to write the book "I Am Troy Davis," so that their story could be told, and that their struggle to fight for Troy's life could really be revealed.
So you meant 2007. You said 2017, correct? 2007.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2007. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, 2007, when Troy was facing his first execution date. And at the time that Troy was executed, that was the fourth time the state of Georgia tried to murder him. They had tried on 3 previous occasions, but the organizing that the family had led had been successful in preventing it the first 3 times.
Right. Okay. So we got involved around the same time. I was actually contacted by some former political prisoners, Daruba Ben Wahad and our brother Kazi Tori up in Boston. And, they was asking me, what were we doing to assist with this case in Georgia? And it had been so suppressed that I hadn't heard anything on the news or anything. But it was like the week before the initial execution, I believe that was going to be on a Monday or a Tuesday that he was scheduled to be executed. And we ended up going to Savannah that week. We had contacted a sister down there, and and that was the first time we had ever touched ground. And then from there we got in touch with the family. But for you, Kim, a question is, seeing, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like before the first scheduled execution, you all didn't have as much support. It seemed like a lot of folks kind of got on the bandwagon once that took place, as far as a lot of these national organizations and everything. How was that? And for you all, and where is it now? Is it do you still have that same level of support, or what's taking place right now, 10 years later?
Well, I'm going to go back 10 years prior, because before, even with our churches and our community, you did not have that much support. You had, church pastors that said that, they believed that Troy was innocent, but they didn't want to sign a petition. They didn't want to get involved. We started out with the Universal Unitarian Church here in Savannah. Those are one of the first ones to get involved. We had some of the Catholic churches to get involved. And as you said, people said that they knew Troy was innocent. When we asked about signing petitions, they said that they could not sign it because they didn't want it to jeopardize their jobs. Okay, but if you knew that signing your name on the line could actually save someone's life or either jeopardize your job, you're going to choose your job over, what is right, what you think is right. But through the struggle, Martina, she never stopped. It was sometimes, her and my mom was actually like the only ones that was going out and getting petitions signed. And then, that momentum, it just kept building from there. And then, to have the city to come and actually stand and mobilize behind you, having people to speak out that would not have spoken out before, that, told us that they could not sign a petition, or, they would come to events or sometimes not come to events, to come forward and be bold, towards the end. And, it was always a struggle, that we had, but yet still it was determination, because like Martina said, she was her brother's keeper. She said she was going to do whatever she can. If the family had to stand by ourselves, we were going to stand by ourselves. And, it was I remember when we went to the parole board, taking those thousands and thousands of petitions, we had people that was actually writing Troy, they were writing Troy letters from all different countries. Troy could not, read the language. He would actually send the letters out to different people to translate the letters. And I mean, just having a whole world mobilized behind you, not only in the United States. I mean, just everybody, mobilizing behind Troy, talking about his innocence. And one thing, as of just like today, I was just listening at your cases that you were talking about, earlier, talking about the George Floyd case. One thing we need to do when we mobilize behind something, we need to actually stay behind it, stay behind that movement until it's done. Don't have a big mobilization and just stop and let everything, just sweep under the rug. We need to continue to mobilize, because if we don't, then that means people are going to think that they can come and walk over us at any time, and they're not going to be able to do it.
And that's I'm glad that you said that. And that's just to add on, that's the difference between mobilization and organization. So we need to take these mobilizations and we turn it into organized fronts, because what happens is, unfortunately, our people are event driven. You know what I'm saying? And Dr. King said that our people have a 8-day memory. You know what I'm saying? It's like they get up, they're mad, they're frustrated, so on and so forth, and they forget about it. In the next 8 days, they're on to the next thing. Now with social media and the internet, it's damn near like 8 hours.
I was at 8 minutes, I was gonna say.
Yeah. On the real. So you're frustrated for a few seconds, but you wanted to say something though, Jen?
Well, I wanted to add on to Kim's point. She mentioned George Floyd, and I wanted to, first of all, emphasize her point of continuing to stay in the struggle, centering the families, right? Centering the people who are most impacted, but also I think with Troy's execution, that really, at least for me, and I think for a lot of folks, that really illustrated the point of how the death penalty is part of the same system of state violence that murdered George Floyd. So George Floyd was murdered by a police officer. Troy Davis was executed, but it's all part and parcel of the same system of white supremacy and of state violence. And in the end, we're mobilizing around these different cases, but it has to be that we're revealing that whole system, and that we're dismantling that whole system of state violence.
And that's I'm definitely glad you said that. I also want to say on record, for folks who don't know Kim, I want to say that the Davis family is one of the strongest families I've ever come across. And I'm not saying that because you're on the screen, because usually when I talk to you, just like when I talk to Martina, we cracking jokes, we talking junk, you know what I'm saying? Martina was one of the only people that would call me by my government name. I call her by her middle name, and we'll just be cracking jokes. She would go to the Cancer Society here in Atlanta. I would roll with her, you know what I'm saying? And that's I definitely miss her. But I'm saying that because of the fact that I remember in 2011, you all had 3 funerals, and I was there. You first, Mama Virginia made her transition. Was that March, I believe? April of 2011. Then Troy was executed, and then Martina transitioned later that year. But for you all to have such strength and fortitude and continue to speak and fight and not let it go under the rug, you may not have started off a quote unquote political family, but you were absolutely politicized by circumstance. They say people get involved in movement and struggle 1 of 3 ways: through inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I like to say that I know for a fact that you all inspired a whole lot of folks to continue on. So definitely salute for that. There's a 10-year commemoration coming up on this Tuesday, September 21st. So we want to talk about that. So Jen, tell us what's going on. Who are some of the players involved on Tuesday, and tell Black Power Media and the RemiX Morning Show why they better have their asses on deck. Sorry about that, Kim. I know Kim don't like cursing, but this is me. So tell them why they need to be in the building, Jen.
So we're partnering. I'm partnering, and my organization, Donkey Saddle Projects, with Kim and with the Davis family to be able to commemorate and to look back at not only remembering Troy's life and Martina, and their mama Virginia, but also really looking at what the impact Troy had on the way all of us are struggling, and ways in which the movement for Black Lives was so deeply impacted by how Troy and how the Davis family led that fight for Troy. And so it's going to be virtual in this new world that we're in. So folks who want to get more information and get tickets for the event, it's on Eventbrite. You just go to troydavis.eventbrite.com.
I think you might have froze, Jen. Okay. That's amazing how all of a sudden it was going all well. Then she started talking about the event and all of a sudden it's froze. But
she was telling everyone, that you can actually go on Eventbrite. Okay, there it is.
Yes, yes.
To purchase your ticket. And you're not actually purchasing the ticket because it's actually free, to get on. We just want, people to go on to Eventbrite to register, for the event that we're going to have, because, it's going to be 8 p.m. our time, but then for our folks on the West Coast, it's going to be at 5 p.m. So we're able to actually, have everyone to join, that want to join. And I mean, it's going to be a very powerful event. I know one of the speakers is actually going to be my nephew, Dejan. Dejan is actually going to be one of the speakers. And, just going back and talking about, with Dejan, that is, I can say he's my nephew, but I mean, he's one powerful young man, because on the day that Troy was executed, each time that we went for an execution with Troy actually gave all of us a charge. And one of those charges that he gave all of us was that he wanted us to continue to fight, to continue to struggle, and continue to pray. And that's what we've been doing, throughout. We're continuing that fight. And, with the death penalty, I mean, it's harsh. Right. And as you was talking about before, you have a white collar crime, then you have a black collar crime. And crime is crime. Everyone should be, treated equally. But, it's, we have those, our good old boy system, they commit crimes and then they wash their hands. Right. Wash their hands with it, push it under the rug. But, it's past time that these people need to be called out. And, I want our fellow people to know, you can actually handle a situation without violence, because your voice is actually powerful. And when we get out and make our voices known, when we get out and continue to call these people out, call these officials out, we have these people, they're talking about, they're with us against the black on black crime. They want to help us, what's going on with the police brutality, what's going on with the injustice system. Yeah, they're here to help us when they're out for election. But then after they get in those elected seats, what do? And, we've always said, those are elected officials. We're the ones that actually put them in their place. So we need to make sure that those elected officials are on our same platform. Those elected officials that actually come into play, you're with us before the election, but then once you're elected and you get in that house, what do? So, we need to continue to, make them accountable, hold them accountable for what they say that they're going to do. And, it's enough of, black on black crime that's out there. It's enough, crime, with this, police brutality. But, injustice is injustice. And we need to, correct this injustice that's going on.
Right on. And definitely, I've been knowing Dejan since he was a little lowercase G. You know what I'm saying? I met him as a preteen and whatnot. And now he's a grown man and he's doing great things. So I'm looking forward to seeing him, even though it's virtually. But we know that he's been carrying on the work of the family, and he's been a responsible, young man. I think, Jen, you unfroze this time. You've been froze for a while.
I think I'm back. I tried to move to a room that had a more stable internet connection. Sorry about that.
Okay. You must have had some iced coffee this morning. You super froze. So that was one of my little corny jokes I got from Kim. But anyway, blame it on you. Kim, we were talking about some of the folks who was going to be on board. Kim mentioned Dejan. Then she started talking about that she might run for governor or something. I'm not sure, but she might want me to be a campaign manager. But who are some of the other folks that are involved in the program on Tuesday?
Yeah. So the discussion is going to be moderated by Amy, the host of Democracy Now. I think you mentioned like Dave on the panel. Julia Perez, whose brother Luis Castro Perez is innocent on death row in Texas. She'll be speaking, and she knew Martina and knows the family. Tenjiwe McHarris, who is one of the leaders in the movement for Black Lives, who is also very active in the fight for Troy. Tenji will be speaking. Mark Lamont Hill, who's an author and an activist who's been very vocal against the death penalty, will be part of the conversation. And we'll also be watching a clip of a documentary film that is Troy's story. The film focuses on Troy's story being performed not by actors, but by folks who themselves are directly impacted by the criminal punishment system and by state violence. So Troy in this performance was played by Uncle Bobby Cephas Johnson, the uncle of Oscar Grant, who was murdered by Bay Area Rapid Transit Police. Martina was played by Erica Gordon Taylor, who's a cousin to Emmett Till. So we'll get a chance to look at a small excerpt of this documentary film, which is in production.
Nice. So we're looking forward to this piece. It's on this Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. EST. You can get your tickets at troydavis.eventbrite.com. It's on the bottom of the screen, troydavis.eventbrite.com. And we will be speaking more on what's going on. You can check out, get all the information you need, and make sure you do us a favor and repost, retweet, share the video. And, we're still Troy Davis. You know what I mean? Until there's justice here in America and abroad, we're going to continue to be Troy Davis because of the fact that that's the motto, that's the nature of the call. You know what I mean? So I want to thank you two for coming on board, and I will be seeing you on Tuesday as well. And definitely, anything we can do to continue to push the event. We know you have the book is still in circulation. I Am Troy Davis. And also there's a screenplay that will be going around as well. That's correct, right? So, make sure you all support that and continue to support the family. Again, the event itself, it's a free event, but you can donate and get a ticket as well. And those resources will go towards the education of your youngest niece. Is that right? Or
yes, my Kirsten and Bella.
Wow. And Kirsten is how old now?
Kirsten is 13.
Kirsten's 13. Yes. So when I met Kirsten,
13 going on 30.
She was in a stroller. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, literally. And now she's a teenager. So I already know that she now lost her mind because they turn 12. They somebody else. But definitely.
But one thing Kirsten says, and even with telling her sister, and me and Jim was talking about this the other day. Kirsten, was telling her about Troy Davis, and Kirsten said, I am Troy Davis still to this day.
No doubt. Well, definitely appreciate y'all, and we will keep folks on task, and we'll see you soon. We appreciate y'all checking out the RemiX Morning Show. Kim Davis, Jim Marlowe just joined us, and we're gonna take it back to the crew real quick. I'm sorry that I'm not the technician or the producer, but I'm gonna try to do my thing in a second. RemiX Morning Show. We'll be right back at you in a few ticks. Don't touch that dial, or we might be walking around looking like this guy right here. That's how I feel sometimes, y'all. But anyway, welcome back to the RemiX Morning Show. Man, we gonna beg May to come back. We're gonna beg the ear doctor
to come back. No more complaints about the ear doctor.
I'm not saying nothing.
May needs a raise. Give May more money.
Oh man, listen.
Indeed.
I know my lane now, man. Let me tell you something, man.
Right. So you understand why I be calling on Brother Tunde. Hey, Tunde.
Shout out to Brother Tunde, whoever he is. You know what I'm saying? The mysterious Tunde. We needed you today, but you ain't come through. But anyway, I still have this piece at the bottom right here. You see the TroyDavis.eventbrite.com because of the fact that is a necessary piece. We should make sure that you support that. It won't cost you nothing but a few brain cells. Come through and check it out. Is the 10-year commemoration of the assassination, as unfortunately I like to say, of Troy Anthony Davis, because of the fact that he definitely was assassinated by the state. So we appreciate you all for checking us out today. Any closing words, good people? Sugar Booger, that's cold-blooded.
Kim, you got a show coming?
Of
or
course.
You done for the week? Yes.
Of
What's
course.
happening?
No. We have a show coming up on tomorrow. 5:00. Come on over, hang out. We'll burn it down with Kim Brown. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a solo sesh day. See, you guys are way more disciplined and organized. I guess this comes from y'all being organizers in your programming, because me, I'm like, I wake up first thing in the morning. I mean, I probably get up about 4 or 5 o'clock on show days, and I start trying to figure out what is it that we're going to talk about. So I usually the day before, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, and that is the case for today. I have no idea what's on the agenda for tomorrow. I'm probably going to talk about the Starbucks workers up in Buffalo starting to organize, trying to unionize up there in Starbucks. Of course, the company is resulting to typical corporate dirty tricks, flying in some of the bigwigs of the company to try to tell the workers at Starbucks that we are partners. Like, you guys are our partners. You don't need a union because we're partners. But they don't want to pay their partners, and they don't want to give their partners the benefits and all kinds of stuff. So shout out to all the Starbucks workers up in Buffalo, New York, who are organizing, who are trying to put together a union and formulate a union there. So I'm probably going to talk about that, at least one thing. So tune in tomorrow, 5 o'clock, Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Go over to Burn It Down with Kim Brown and please subscribe and turn on your bells, and you can come hang out with us on Friday tomorrow.
Yep.
That's what's
and
up,
at some
man.
point next week, we're going to have, or not next week, at some point soon, there's going to be an announcement about at least one episode of a potential new show featuring Kalanji, the Riot Starter, Shanga, and Kim. Burn It Down, Kim Brown. Kim, we don't know how many episodes is going to last, but we expect this first one at least to be fire.
The show should be called Grand Opening, Grand Closing.
Hey, people in the chat, I don't know. Do y'all think we should do that or what, man? Should we do that Kim Brown Kalanji joint? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm having second thoughts. I'm getting nervous right now, man. You know what I mean?
Don't be scared, Kalanji. Come on now.
Don't be scared.
Kim gonna curse his ass out on here like he never been before.
What do you think Kalanji would say or do anything that would cause me to curse him out? Come on,
man. Hey, Kim, see how they trying to divide us? Do you see how they trying to divide us already? They already know it's gonna be the biggest show on BPM. I'm trying to tell y'all, it might get BPM shut down, but however, we will go out with a bang. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, we'll let you all know more about that next week. Definitely appreciate
we got I Mix What I Like, right? My man Jared is coming on tomorrow morning.
He'll be back again?
Yes.
Say it again.
I said he'll be back again.
He'll be back. So no more fuck him. I guess he will be back. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow. He's going to be on for his I Mix What I Like show. So he's going to be on the air doing that up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Shout out to Balagoon. He said the show should be called Kim and Kalanji Cussing.
At each other. Are we going to be cussing at each other? I don't
know. I think we're going to form a truce. We're going to surprise him. I don't know.
I think we'd be all right.
Some of us will be behind the scenes. I'm going to jump in the chat, lay some bets on.
Oh, we're going to get together. Matter of fact, we get together and cuss Kamal out.
How long will it take? That's okay. Y'all can start there, but y'all won't finish there.
Oh, man.
And what we got coming up on Sunday, we got a special Sundays.
Yeah.
Big Pun versus
Big Pun versus Biggie.
You know, you was right. Big Front versus Biggie. You're right. Biggie.
Wow.
Whoa,
Wow.
come out.
Wow.
Why
This
are you
man
talking
trying to
about the
bomb.
Puerto Rican people like that, Kamal?
You know what I
Come
mean?
on now.
I love Puerto Rican people. I just like, Big Pun is not in Biggie's league. That's all.
Listen,
I mean,
man.
weight wise, but that's about it.
Hey,
You can't
Dude.
do weight chokes. Oh, my bad. You can't do weight chokes no more. My bad. Oh, my
listen.
Guy right here, man.
No, you need to go back and revisit capital punishment. Clearly, this is what I'm hearing from you, Kamal. You need to go back and revisit capital punishment for real.
Kim,
what's up?
Kamal's never heard capital punishment. All he heard was, "I'm still not a player, but I'm not." You know what I'm saying? So that's he don't know hip hop.
Well, most of the public heard. That's the problem.
No, that joint went platinum.
Most people are like that.
Latin going platinum. It was destined to happen. Pimp Pun, come on, you got to go. Come on, man.
So that's on Sundays. We're gonna have that. We're gonna battle it out, right?
Yeah.
Jared and Kalanji versus Kamal, my man, the ear doctor. Hopefully he'll get that dental treatment all done. He'll be ready to go. He won't be smiling though. Hopefully, but
why you keep bombing on the ear doctor, man? What's wrong with you, man? You're killing the game on the minute.
What?
It's part of the joint.
I love him.
Okay, cool. You can bomb on him, man. It's all good.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck him too.
Do it for the Renegades.
Well, my bad, Kim. My bad.
Why are y'all so aggressive? Northeasters, calm down. New York and Connecticut, y'all niggas.
That's Kamal. I'm peace.
I know he is very peace today. Look at y'all.
Hey, I'm calm. Y'all can't tell?
I can't wait for that show. I can't wait for this show to happen.
I can't. I can tell. I can tell.
Yeah, but anyway. Listen, man, appreciate y'all. Have a great weekend. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole RemiX crew. Shout out to the remixers. Shout out to Black Power Media, to our team, our staff, our record label. You know what I mean? Shout out to all those that's doing that serious work out in the community. Shout out to the organizers out there, because there's a lot of unsung heroes out there. And one of the things that I would like to do with BPM, and I think that we would like to do with BPM, is highlight a lot of these folks who are out there putting in work, who don't have the quote unquote big names. So if you know anyone that's out there doing serious work, I don't just be telling us that, they've been organizing for 2 months and all that. And, we got to do a little bit better than that. I'm talking about folks who have a commitment to our people, because it's not an event. One of the things that you should have picked up from Kimberly Davis, Troy's sister, a little while ago, was that you have to stay the course. You have to stay the course. This is not a battle. We lose battles sometimes, but ultimately we have to win the war. Keep that in mind. It's okay. Everybody got to take an ass whooping sometime, but ultimately you have to win the fight. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, been checking out the RemiX
next week on the RemiX.
Yes, we out of here. Block out. Oh yeah, we gotta hit these buttons to close it.
Maybe we out of here. It's no guarantee.
Might be out of here.
I mean, we were going.
Might still be here.
Hit the
We
goddamn
about to
button.
leave.
Hit the button.
How we hit the button? We gotta go. Gotta go. Don't go. I'm trying to stall y'all out, trying to look for this button. Let me see here. I guess that would be the outro. I'm still trying to find the outro.
3 minutes later.
I don't know what the outro is.
We just don't end the broadcast.
No
We
show.
gonna keep it.
We don't end. It's the
We don't end?
never-ending
We don't end.
story,
We'll never
literally.
end.
We just
This
gonna
is a
keep it going.
3-hour show.
Okay, well, hey man, we gonna keep
Turn
it
this
going.
off at any time, sir.
Anytime.
Anytime, y'all.
We gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do something that I know is not the right way. We're gonna do this right here. Y'all be sick.
I knew that shit was going to happen. You just brought us back on.
I know, but we out of here now, though.